Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So, um, so welcome again to the workshop on your vision for 2023. And let me start by asking you the question, do you have a vision for yourself? And then, you can put your thumbs up or hands up, or just put in the chat whether you have one. And then my second question, have you written it down for yourself, the vision that you have for yourself? And then another question, if you have a vision, if you have written it down, have you made progress this year towards your vision? And maybe someone wants to say something about it, who has a vision, who has made progress, want to share it, or something about the goals or the vision for yourself. Okay, I have to admit someone. It's okay if you don't, because we're here to work on it this week. So in general, we are all people working in the corporate world or have their own business. And we're all working on targets and goals for the companies we work for. But have you given your own goals and vision some thought as well? So oftentimes we are so busy working for others that we really forget about ourselves and what we really want, what we find important. And we tend to get dissatisfied, or we run around in circles, or we procrastinate, or we feel blah, or we cannot seem to get started what we set out to do for ourselves. So I think I speak for all of us, that have experienced something in this form, in one way or another. And really, I truly believe that the state that many people are in today, um, in our personal life, be it our personal life or be it our work life, has to do with the fact that we do not have a goal for ourselves. Not a goal that someone, or a vision for ourselves, not a goal that someone else tells us to do. No, a real goal, a vision for where we want to do, what we want to do, where we want to go, and how we want to have it for ourselves. Um, and I think it is so important, because if you don't know where you're going, you're going nowhere. And you can also not make any progress. It sounds simple, but I have to say, I didn't realize I didn't have a goal for many, many years. So let me quickly introduce myself to the people who don't know me. I'm Marlies Hazelaar. I'm married and a mom of a son of 20, who just moved out 2 years ago and is studying and is following his own vision, his own dreams. And next to having a corporate career at Roche, I also have my own business in nutrition and coaching since 2008. So when it comes to procrastination, also not getting stuff done, not having the clarity on what to focus on, or comparing yourself with others, working way too much, I also have this experience. And I have invested a lot of time in trainings and educations and accumulating more and more knowledge and getting another strategy and having a funnel and what have you, get clarity. But it never brought me anything. It never brought me the information and the connections that I had to know, um, that it has brought me in the past 3 years. Actually, right before the pandemic started in March 2020. And I will tell you a little bit later what happened then, because I realized at that moment that it all starts with a compelling vision for yourself. It all starts with getting a notion of what you would like to have, what would you like to be and do in this world, and what your contribution may be using your special talents and gifts, because everyone has them. Everyone has them. And it has to do with how you want to show up in your life, how fulfilled you are in your career, how you express yourself in your relations, in your business. And it doesn't matter where you are today. That's the beauty of it. You can change things the way they are right now. In fact, Bob Proctor, the one who I studied with, said, you can change the circumstances. We are the only creatures in the world that can change our circumstances according to what we want. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? So, this week, you will learn that having a vision for yourself is the foundation for any success. You cannot measure any success if you don't know where you're going. You can be in charge of your life and create a life that you want, no matter what is going on around you. And I have to say, I'm the living proof of it. I can tell you also, I'm not nowhere near where I want to go, but I'm making steps, irrespective of what is going on around me. You can keep focus and set your intention with consistency and clarity because you know what you want, at least. And if you don't, the next 2 days or 3 days will help you do it, will help you get there. And then also, why knowing the theory is not enough to get the results you desire. Because we come very close to the new year with New Year's resolutions. We all know what we want to do. We want to lose weight, we want to drink less, we want to do blah blah blah. We know it. But another thing is to actually do it. And there is a gap. And we talk about that tomorrow. And then also, I will teach you what is the secret ingredient to make you move into the direction you want. And I tell you, it's not working harder. Absolutely not. So I am personally so grateful that I decided exactly 3 years ago, exactly when Corona started, to get mentored by Bob Proctor. It was scary indeed because I made a big investment in myself, but I finally started to see and connect the dots. And I got trained in creating my own vision in the Thinking into Results program. And how how can you get ahead if you don't know where you're going? You need to have a vision. Can you imagine driving every morning out of your driveway or out of your garage and not knowing where to go? Shall I go right? Shall I go left? You tell me. So this is really, really important. So having a vision and a plan creates focus and also ease because you know where you're aiming for. And some of you, especially within Roche and also outside, have seen also the visible results of it, of me showing up more. And I really started doing that and started to believe in myself and in the message that I want to get across. And damn, it was scary at first. But I thought, I need to do this because the vision was more compelling than my own fear. And here I am today. I'm so happy to be here today and to share with you what I learned. So it is really having a vision has been for me a beacon of light in these trying times that we all had to go through. And it was really something to navigate through when, everything around us seemed to be falling apart. And for me, having a vision was also a great tool to keep focused to keep working towards in small and in big steps. So I really have to say this year I have been consciously creating with focus and discipline. I am now in the job I like. For 2 years, I wasn't in a job that I liked, but I was doing the work. I continue to do the work. I continue to believe that there must be a way. I get to do the work that I love to do each and every day. I like coaching. I made it my point this year that coaching was my business. Here I am today. I'm doing it. I'm living it. And I'm enjoying every single day. I love my job. And the funny thing is, the more those things started to converge, my corporate job and my business, they started to converge. And now there is an opportunity to coach at Roche every single day. How cool is that? It never even crossed my mind that that was a possibility. But having this vision for myself that I wanted to make coaching my business made it possible. So there is so much to go with having a great vision, having a vision for yourself. And since it has worked so well for me, I just cannot wait to share it with you because it is so important. And also in the process, I mean, clearly not everything went well. And I mean, I had to go through a process and it came with ups and downs and it came with some major pitfalls, but that is the growth. That is the enjoyment also. And then seeing it happening, that is the sense of achievement, the sense of success that everybody wants, that everybody thrives for. So you will probably think, why is she doing this for free? And don't worry, I will make an offer towards the end of the week. But for me, this information that I so desperately wanted in my life, that I searched for so long, you know, I just wanted to share it because I just love it so much. And, you know, apart from the fact whether you want to continue to work with me, yes or no, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you get this information. That is what matters to me. And to really get you into a head start into 2023, to work towards your goals and to really make it happen. So, a vision is actually the art of seeing what is invisible to others. And that is why I cannot create a vision for you. You have to do it. And what else is important to know is that if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. If there is a notion, if there are images that you can see on the screen of your mind, it is within you. It is possible for you. So this week, be committed, show up, and do some work in the workbook. Because, you know, taking in information is not enough. It is working with it, it is applying this information and taking action. That is the work that makes the difference. So let's move on to the workbook. And if you didn't have a chance yet to download it, that's fine. It's in the invitation also. It's also in the email. So as a first exercise, and you can do that for yourself maybe later on, is to reflect on the reason why you wanted to attend this workshop. What drew you to this? And the second one, and that is, I mean, we have to manage the time a little bit. We are really going to talk now about setting goals and about creating or solidifying this vision that you have for yourself. And I really want you to dream big, to really start to fantasize, to go beyond what you have ever done and experienced before, because that is what gets you excited. That is where the real growth comes from. So get excited and scary at the same time. And without a vision or without this goal, you are lost. Because again, if you don't know where you're going, how do you ever get there? How do you ever reach it? How do you know that you're going into the right direction? And not having a clear goal for yourself makes that you go around in circles, not changing anything, not going anywhere. Who of you feels that at times? I know I have. And I have to say, I felt lost myself at times. But the first thing you can do to find yourself again is to have a vision, to have a goal for yourself. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So, not a goal or target set based on the past. No, because that will give you more of the same. No, we want to really draw something out of you that is really exhilarating and inspiring for yourself. And I want you to know that so many of today's greatest innovations started with a notion, with a goal, with an idea, with a concept, or a hunch or a fantasy. And all of these inventors use the superpower that we all have as humans, namely our imagination. Not for nothing did Einstein say imagination is more important than knowledge. Why do you think that is? Now, the Wright brothers invented the first plane. Do you know how much they were ridiculed by their surroundings? Kennedy had the vision to put a man on the moon before the decade was over, and he succeeded. Elon Musk had a vision, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, you name it. All of the great inventions all started with a vision. And also people who are highly successful as artists or at sports. Ed Sheeran, for instance, saw himself in the Royal Albert Hall performing long before this materialized in the real world. So they all have had a vision prior to the manifestation. And it has always been there. It just never came into the consciousness, into the conscious awareness of how to do it until it did. So it never came to the surface before until it did. But also closer to home, especially for the ones at Roche that are attending this one. Thomas Schienecker, he wanted to be the first one to bring a SARS-CoV test, and it happened. And I think that is also the visionary leadership that we are looking for today, you know? So they all wanted something. They did not know how to reach it, but they kept it in their mind all the time. And this is what we're going to do right now. And a little something about goals, because you have to know there are three types of goals. You have A, B, and C type goals. And a goal has nothing to do with your circumstances. It is about your future. And really be serious about it. This is important. So, an A type goal is something you have done before. Perhaps there's a 5% growth attached to it, but it's not inspiring at all. It's more of the same. A B type goal is something that will work if all the plans are coming together. And then you may look at a maybe 20% increase. And if you work hard, that will happen. But to get really into the spirit of another type goal, namely a C type goal, a C type goal draws something out of your core and your inner being that excites and inspires you and gets you also a bit scary at the same time. And the purpose of a goal is to grow and expand. So ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you love to do? What do you love to be or have always loved to do? What is an idea that you have hidden or forgotten about it? And perhaps think about it occasionally. Maybe it is something that you loved to do when you were 7 to 14 years old and it was stacked away somewhere. No, that's what made your heart sing and open up. Those are the things we are looking for. So let's start nice and slow. Go to your workbook or write on a piece of paper all the things. It's like a shopping list. All the things that you want. All the things that you want. And please do not consider the how, just the what. What is it? Or what would you love to do? What would you love to have or be? So, all of the things that you are wanting. And also, later on, if you want, you can also make that into a vision board, for instance. So, let's make this shopping list. And I give you 5 minutes. Is that okay? So, just write down everything that you want. I'm going to put the alarm on. Anything and everything. So do not consider the how. What would you like in your personal life, in your business? What would be awesome? It can also have to do with your health, your well being, the level of stress that you want in your life. Going on vacations, holidays. 45 seconds.
Marlies, I had planned for half an hour. I gotta go because I'm at a client's office.
Mhm.
I'll be there tomorrow. So is there anything I need to prepare for tomorrow? I asked the question in the chat, but maybe you missed it.
Okay. Well, you can look at the workbook.
Mhm.
You can look at the workbook and question some of the things that or answer some of the questions there are.
Mhm.
Spend some time with it. But tomorrow we talk about another subject that has to do with this. It's about the paradigms.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Definitely. I already looked at it anyway, but started to start to work with it before today. But good.
Super.
Bye, everyone.
Well, thanks, Frederick. Yeah.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
It's maybe some of you also have to go. I can go on for another 15 minutes because there are a couple of more things that I wanted to suggest. So if you have time, stick around, and I will send a recording to everyone. So um, after you've made now um, all the let's say all the things that you want. Let's say after you've made a shopping list, now you can categorize them, maybe, and you can do that later on. You can categorize them into A, B, and C type goals. And what we want, of course, is to concentrate on the C type goal. So really select one personal from the list that you have, and that is really vital. Select one personal and one professional goal for yourself and write it down. That's also part of in the workbook. And you see, it is really important to pick only one or maximum two things and not maybe the 20 odd things you have on your list. Because what you need is to focus and put all your attention to it. And if you pick more than one, your brain gets overheated and overwhelmed. And the opposite takes place, namely, you start to freeze or do nothing or procrastinate or, oh, I can't see, the forest through the woods. So it's very important to just pick one or maximum two things out of your list and write that down. And now, and this is really important, this is the secret sauce. You have to feel, or you can feel into the feeling that you have when you have your wish fulfilled. And maybe take a little bit of time, or maybe after the workshop you can take time, maybe in the evening, so you've written down your goal, your C-type goal, and then you need to feel into it. You need to try and feel the feeling when you have already fulfilled your wish. How does it feel to live with this goal, to be it, to have accomplished it, to embody it, to get up in the morning and to do exactly what you want? Because this is you and this is what you truly want. These are your C-type goals. So maybe we can take a minute and close our eyes and feel into it. Really do it. Take a deep breath in. And now think about your goal, this C-type goal, how exhilarated it is when you have reached it. What do you feel? How do you behave? How does a perfect day look like for you if you have accomplished that goal? So fantasize about it and feel the feeling when you have accomplished it already. You may get butterflies in your stomach, but feel this wonderful feeling in your body right now when it is done. It's yours. you see, whatever we imagine and we see as an image in our mind, we can eventually hold in our hands. It is already in us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the images. So it just needs to come out. And now a next thing, write the goals that you selected down on a post-it. You know, you can put it on your worksheet, but also put it on a post-it or on a card. And also get clear on the feeling you get when you have accomplished it. And that's also in the workbook. And why you want this goal, why it's important to you, what does it mean to you? And perhaps you are so happy, you're exhilarated, you're grateful, you're confident. So write that also. Write as if it's already there. And you can write it, I'm so happy and grateful, or I'm exhilarated now that, and then you put your goal in. So write it on a post-it. Maybe write it in your calendar so that it pops up. And put it in a place or on multiple places where it is very well visible, where you are confronted with it, where you are reminded with it every single day. Maybe next to your screen, or make it your computer password, or in your telephone when it pops up. And I want you to look at it at least twice a day. Just look at it. And if you want to go even further, you can you can write it also very consciously in your non-dominant hand. Mine is my left hand. Or record it on your telephone and play it, let's say for 5 minutes, so that you are reminded of it. This is what you want. This is your vision. This is it. And this is how I feel. So those are all the things you can do on a daily basis to remind yourself of this goal. And it is important. And the reason for doing this, I will explain tomorrow when we discuss the paradigm and how to change it. Because very often we already discard a vision, a beautiful vision for ourselves, before we even get to it. And that has to do with our programming, with our paradigm. So that's it for today. I just wanted to say that I really fell in love with this material, and I like it so much that I just love to talk about it. And it created for me personally so many aha moments and so many aha effects, and so much growth and also understanding about how I function as an individual, getting to know me better, that I hope it will also do the same for you, or at least, it can scratch a little bit of the surface. So it is my vision, and I want to inspire millions of people to believe in themselves again and in the power they have to create the life that they want. And this is just one single step into that direction. So, with that, I close today's session. I want to thank you very, very much. And I hope to see you tomorrow again. I will also be sending you the recording of this one. And so you can again reflect on it, in your own time, reflect on it, think about it, let your imagination go, beyond what you have been thinking about until now. So thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Marlene.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
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 Let me end the recording.